My name's Richard T. Walker. I don't like it when I say my middle initial, sounds really pretentious. I moved to California from the United Kingdom back in 2007, and one of the things that brought me here really was the landscape of the West. I think a lot about what an experience is in relation to how we understand that experience to be. So what an experience is in a moment, and how that relates to our preconceptions. And for me, landscape is really a platform, or sort of an arena to work with these ideas. If I'm alone in these open spaces, something quite profound seems to happen, whereby all sorts of things start to become questionable. So things regarding perception, or ideas of self, or ideas of the other, things of a sort of existential sort of nature. A paradox in distance is a sculpture that works with ideas of how we perceive the landscape through both painting and photography. I mean, very simply put. And it consists of a light box that has a photographic transparency on top of a tripod, and a Casio tone keyboard, and the tripod leans on one of the keys of the keyboard, producing a sound, a drone of one of the keys. Visitors will likely hear the work before they see the work, so they will hear this sort of a drone, a singular note on a keyboard that sounds slightly lonely, perhaps, that will be emanating, amongst the cacophony of a museum space. And then it will draw them to the sculpture. The image that's in the light box is one of a landscape, but it's a landscape that is interrupted by another image of a landscape. You see an arm holding a kind of sign, if you will, of a mountain peak in front of a mountain peak. The image within the image is a photograph of an etching that was drawn sometime in the 19th century. So it plays with two types of distance, a sort of geographical distance, physical distance, but also a distance of the past. Mountain peaks are these things that only exist in distance. They only exist as they are over there, and they're sort of unattainable. So the beauty of them is only held within them being separate from us. If you were to climb a mountain, get to the peak, then the peak disappears, the summit disappears, and it's over there again. So it's always away from you, it's always in the distance. So to me, it's a sort of beautiful analogy of how we want to want. I was thinking about intimate relationships and the role of verbal communication, and how there was these frustrations inherent not only perhaps within the relationship and the things that you're trying to put across to one another, but then the tool in which you had to express and explain, being words and talking and language. And then I would go walking in these spaces, thinking about distance, and then I'd arrive and they wouldn't live up to these expectations I had. And I would think, oh, there's a kind of mirroring here. The language that is used within relationships, things like, you're really distant, or I can't get close to you, I could then kind of map onto these experiences I was having in the landscape. The frustrations that were inherent in talking, in language, the things that words can't really express, music sort of smooths it over and makes these things approachable in a different way.